Hi there. So I've decided I'm going to have a last minute trip away in the van. As always, it's a late last minute decision. It is 5 to 9 in the evening. It's just getting dark. I don't know how much you can see out the window. So basically, I wasn't going to go. I was meant to go the other night. Didn't have time by the time I'd got in from work. Normally when I get in from work, because I work so early in the mornings, I have a snooze for a couple of hours, and then by the time I get up and get sorted, it was too late in the evening. And again, that was going to be the case today, but I was watching the video from the Origin Homestead, and Laura and Dan made an interesting point about like not taking some time out from basically, when you get stuck in a cycle of like you wake up, you go to work, you go to sleep, you wake up, you go to work, you go to sleep, you wake up, you go to work. And I think we're all a bit, well, I was going to say guilty of it. It's sometimes not by choice, is it? But certainly the vast majority of us have been stuck in that cycle numerous times throughout life. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to have that break. I'm going to go in the van. I've had a bad week or so anyway, and I think the night away will do us the world a good, So I've just got little Simba. There is it. So I'm just gonna go down to the beach. The last time I went, that was the knock in the middle of the night and kind of got evicted. But hopefully that won't happen this time. Who knows? Like I say, I'm just gonna head up, get to the beach, get sorted. I've already made the bed in the back. I just haven't put the blinds or anything up, the curtains rather. Gonna take Simba for a little walk along the beach. Then I've got my iPad. I'm gonna watch a film in bed, obviously, but just being away from the house, So, right, I'll come back to you in a second when I'm at the beach. Right, so we've just got to the beach. Simba knows exactly where he is. He's getting himself all excited. I don't know if you can hear him whining in the background. Got my microphone on my coat, so. No, like I say, he loves coming to the beach. He goes stupid, obviously, like old dogs at the beach. So, like I say, I know it's dark, but well, it is what it is. It's dark, it's late, but I'm here. I'm gonna make the most of it. I know some people will probably think, well, what was the point if you've come so late? But the point is, because I can, obviously I spent a lot of money that I probably couldn't really afford. Thinking about it, converting a van. I mean, certainly when I started, I was in a better financial position than I am now. Yeah, but obviously, I mean, we started the van and it was pointless kind of not finishing it. We've plodded on with it, and like I say, we're getting there now. Now it's to the point where I can use it whenever I want, And that was the point of making the van, so we could go whenever we want. So we'd just say, you know what, let's go. From when we started doing the van, Laura's changed her job twice. She works Monday to Friday now, so she can't just jump in and go with us when she's off through the week like I am. Going forward, there's probably going to be lots of me just by myself in the van or with one of the dogs. Sorry, the dog's still going crazy because he's desperate to get out and get onto the beach. Yeah, but like I say, thankfully Laura doesn't mind. She still encourages it. She knows, like I say, I've not been having a great time lately, so she's not one of these who's like keeping us in the house or whatever, So, I mean, I'll tell you what's going on in a second. Well, it'll be a few seconds to you, but obviously it'll be a little while to me because I need to take the dog for a walk on the beach first. But I'll take the camera on the beach just in case there's anything interesting or I feel inspired to speak on the camera. So you might see us on the beach or you might see us back in the van. Either way, I'll see you in a second. Right, so we're on the beach now. Hopefully the camera's picking it up. I know it's got a good low light lens on it. That's one of the reasons we chose this camera. It's the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, if anyone's interested. Just in the background, just over there, there's a group of people that got a fire. I'm a bit jealous, if I'm honest. I love coming to the beach, having a nice fire. Right, yeah, like I say, I love being at the beach. I mean, this beach has changed so much from when I used to come as a kid. I used to go to school just kind of over there, but this beach I used to come with my dad when I was little. We used to come fishing. We used to come kind of like this time of night, well, it's not 10 o'clock, I don't know what time it is. I think it's about 9:30, but we'd come sort of 9:30, 10 o'clock, and we'd fish till about 3, 4 in the morning. Obviously, it would depend on the tide times, you know. But yeah, like I say, every time I come to the beach, it just kind of takes us back to when I was younger, when I used to go fishing with my dad. Great times, you know, great memories. Also, I mean, it makes us feel a little bit guilty because I never done any of that with my son. He's 15 now. Like I say, I don't know. Can't turn back the clock, I suppose. It is what it is, you know. I mean, there's still time. Sorry, just hearing people shouting. I was just making sure no one's coming up behind or whatever. Yeah, like I say, I was just into Laura, you know. Just seems like 2 minutes ago he was like a little boy, and now he's nearly an adult. And again, like I say, we've not really kind of done that much with him over the last couple of years, you know, and we've just kind of let time slip away. So I think maybe it's time we change that before it's gone completely, you know. I mean, it's probably too late. He probably doesn't want to do anything with his mum or dad. He's probably too cool for that now. But yeah, I think I'm just waffling on. Yeah, like I say. So anyway, I'm going to take Simba a little bit up the beach. We'll go back up. There's a path in the sand dunes behind us, so we'll go on the path walking back to the van. So it's a bit chilly, so I'm going to put my gloves on. Simba, come on. Sorry, dog spun around. Anyone with dogs on leads, you know what it's like. Yeah, like I say, I'm going to put the camera away, get my gloves on, get the dog walked, get back to the van. I'll see you in a sec. Right, so I'm in the van now. We've moved over the road from the beach. Again, me and Laura stayed here. I think it was when everything went wrong. Hopefully nothing will go wrong this time. So we were parked up in the beach car park, me and the dog, and there was just loads of like boy racers coming and going. Literally in the space of like sort of 5 minutes, there was 3 or 4 cars pulling in, scooting around, because like a gravelly type car park, so doing their little skids and wheel spins and pulling back out. And I can't be bothered with it, if I'm honest. We had that the other week when we were in Gretna, so I thought, sod it. I'll pull over the road. I know it's free parking. I mean, technically you're not meant to sleep in the beach car park anyway. There was a sign up this time saying no camping, no sleeping, cooking, camping. But yeah, so I've pulled over the road. There's another van parked just kind of that way a bit. So I've just got the diesel heater on, warming up the inside. The dog's settled on his bed. So I'm gonna make myself bought myself a nice cream bun from Tesco on the way, and gonna watch a film I've got downloaded on my iPad. Like I say, nothing exciting. Probably could have done exactly the same in the house, but I didn't want to be in the house, so I'm here instead. I don't know if I'll come back to you tonight, so if I do, I'll just edit this part out, and if I don't, I'll say goodnight. See you in a second to you, but in the morning to me. Good morning. So it's about 7:30 or so. I've been awake about 15 minutes. I've got the diesel heater on, warming the van up. So I had a nice night's sleep. It got a bit cold. The dog ended up in the bed with us under the blankets, so because he was whinging on a bit, so I assume because he's like a skinny little dog with no body fat, no fur or anything. I guessed he was cold. Like I say, as soon as I kind of said to him, get up, he was up in a shot, you know, like boom, straight up on the bed, straight under the cover. So, and then he settled for like most of the night after that. I mean, he turned around and done what dogs do and disturbed us for a little bit, but nothing major. So, yeah, like I said, I've got the diesel heater on, warming the van up. The only downside with the dog is I need to get changed and get him out on a walk quickly. It's absolutely chucking it down outside. So when we went to Amble and we ended up coming home with the van roof leaking with the rain, like I say, it sounded like someone was drumming on the roof as well, obviously with all the raindrops. Now that the insulation is done on the cladding and that, I could barely hear the rain. The only rain I could hear was on the vent, onto the plastic cover of the vent, dropping on that. But for the rest of the van, couldn't hear it at all. So that's good as far as I'm concerned. I mean, obviously, got 2 solar panels on there as well. So I mean, I suppose they'll take some of the impact before it hits the roof, But yeah, like I say, I couldn't hear it on the actual roof. I could only hear it literally falling onto the plastic cover of the vent. So I'm happy with that. So right, I'm gonna get up, get changed, get the dog for a quick walk, and get the bed put away and get it made into seats again. That'll be 2 ticks. Right, so I've just had the dog out for a walk. I've put the bed back away. I've got myself a cover. It wasn't very nice outside, freezing cold, but come back inside. It was lovely stepping into the warmth. Like I say, that diesel heater was probably one of the best things we bought for the van. Yeah, like I say, so gonna have a cuppa. Got some cornflakes to have for my breakfast. I don't know whether to, I've got another video on my iPad. I don't know whether to watch it here or go home or what. So the only thing about going home is when you go home, that's it done. Do you know? You're home. I know I can do exactly the same as I'm planning on doing here at home, but part of the I don't know, like I'm not home here, if that makes sense. I don't know how to word it, but anyway, like I say, I'm gonna enjoy my coffee. Too early for pondering thoughts like that. So I've just been sitting thinking while I drink my coffee. I've still got it. It's still too hot. Like when I was saying the diesel heater, one of the greatest things I put in a van. The other thing, I'm saying another thing. All of it's great. All of it linked together is great. But like the solar panels, you know, I've had the heater on for probably about an hour now. I mean, I know that they're low power anyway. I've had the light on, I've had the fan on, I've been charging my phone, I've been charging the camera. You know, solar panels on the roof. It's not the brightest of days. In fact, it's an awful day. Still got power going in. You know, it's great. I've got 270 watts of panels that we've got put on the roof. Because we put 170 on first and then we added an extra 100 watt panel on afterwards. I don't know how to use the settings on the charge controller, so I can't tell you how much is going in or how much has been pulled out of the batteries or anything like that. I'm not really interested in that, if I'm honest. I look at the voltage. If it gets below 12.2, I turn everything off and I'll start the engine. Basically, I got told with the lead batteries, never get it below 12.2 volts, and there should be like fault free for years, and so far this is going into year 2. They've been fault free, yeah. But anyway, like I said, I'm getting sidetracked. Solar power, and obviously the batteries, and then the heater underneath. It just gives me the capabilities of being able to go anywhere. Well, within reason. Doesn't matter how cold it is. I can turn the heater on. I can put the lights on. I can put the fan on now. I didn't have the fan on through the night. I woke up and all of the windows had condensation on, even though I've had the side windows open under the wind deflectors. Turned the fan on for sort of 5 minutes, extracting. Within that 5 minutes of having the fan on, it had cleared the front window, there's still a little bit of condensation on that back side window, but I think it's because I've got everything piled up there, might be blocking it a bit, but all the front's totally clear. When I went to see my friend painted purpose air guns just before Christmas, I had to sit in front of the van running the engine for I don't know how long, sort of 10-15 minutes. Not even thinking about putting the extractor on and whatnot. But every day's a school day. I'm learning, so I think I'm just waffling again. So I'll finish with coffee, have some breakfast, decide what the next step is. Right, so me and little Simba are gonna head home. I've sat and had my coffee. I've just chilled out for the last hour or so. Like I say, I was gonna stick the film on, but I turned the heater off. The temperature started to drop again. It's quite windy, so like I say, I'm just gonna head home. I think. Like I say, I wanted a night away. I've had the night away. I don't know if I said I would go into the details or not. But yeah, I'll go into the details. So obviously, like I say, the been skint for the last sort of 2 years has been an ongoing issue. But like on top of that, more recently, so the car that I had failed its MOT quite severely, to the point where it needs to go to the scrapyard. 2 seconds, Simba's crying, he wants to get up on the seat. Yeah, so like I say, my car had to be scrapped. Although my dad is probably the best mechanic I know. Check out the Karens. NJ710PH Skoda. Giving us hacky looks as I was coming out of the van earlier. How dare someone go and sleep in a van on a public road. Yeah, anyway, got sidetracked. So like I say, my car ended up having to go to the scrapyard. Well, my dad's a great mechanic. Even he has limitations. He doesn't have a garage as such, so everything has to be done on the driveway outside of his home. The repair that needed done for the other car, it needed the engine taken out basically, and he just hasn't got the capability to do that. So essentially that car is scrap, So we've been scrimping and saving over the last couple of months in case the car was scrap, because we have had a few other issues with it. It wasn't running right, but we're kind of clinging to hope that it would have just worked anyway. But it didn't. Yeah, so anyway, bought a car last week, a little Corsa. It's 2010, it's not a new one or anything. Advertised as like great little run around, nothing wrong with it. Long MOT till January, so like 9 months MOT. I had a look over it. They weren't available during the daytime, so my dad wasn't able to go with us. It seemed okay. I took it on a test drive. It ran, perfect. Drove it for 2 days, well, a day and a half, and then me and Laura went to go in the car somewhere. I put the key in, and it was turning over, but it just wouldn't fire. So I thought it was just going to be something stupid, as like I don't know what I thought, but I rang the RSC, waited a couple hours for them to come, because they said with us being parked up outside the house, I was in a safe place, it wasn't a priority, which is fair enough, And the RSC guy came out, and he just literally picked the car to pieces. There's so many dangerous faults, including a couple where just hitting a speed bump or a pothole or whatever. There's a plug on the top of an engine that holds something called a coil pack in. The plug's meant to be secured in with a clip to stop it dislodging. The clip isn't there, and he showed us how easy just a slight dislodge of this plug, and it just cut the engine. He said, imagine if you're doing 70 mile an hour on a motorway. He says, you're on the outside lane of the motorway, doing like overtaking cars or whatever. He says, you hit a bump. So that dislodges, cuts the power instantly, and he demonstrated, and literally he just touched the plug and it cut the power to the engine. It just turned the engine off in an instant. He said there's no way you're going to get across 3 lanes of traffic into the hard shoulder if you're on a motorway that has a hard shoulder, because I know a lot don't now. And he says, chances are someone's going to slam into the back of you, probably wipe out everyone that's in the car, well, both cars, whatever. Like I say, that was just one of the dangerous faults. So I got in touch with the seller. He admitted that there was a few faults starting it, but months ago, and everything was fine now. But he forgot to tell us that when I was buying it, when I asked him, is there anything wrong or anything gone wrong with it in the past? No, everything was perfect, But what really annoyed us was the fact when he said, you bought it, it's your problem now. This guy stood there holding the door while we were putting our baby grandson into the car. That the RAC guy said there's no way they wouldn't have known this car was unfit to be sold, which is actually illegal. Section 75 of the Road Traffic Act, if anyone's interested. Yeah, but anyway, like I say, the RAC guy said there's absolutely no chance on this earth they wouldn't have known that this car was faulty when they were selling it. I asked him for the money back. He told us pretty much to get stuffed. I took some legal advice. I was hoping I could have maybe took him to the small claims court. I could have. I got told I had a good case, with the RAC report and also the messages from the person admitting there was faults. But the solicitor did tell us there was a backlog of cases for the small claims court, and they said the approximate wait was at least 6 months. They said in that time I wouldn't be able to do any repairs on the car in case the court or the other person wanted an independent inspection of the car to confirm the dangerous faults. Same thing if I reported to the police for selling a dangerous vehicle. They said the police would probably want to take the vehicle away. I'd get charged storage, and at the same time, while action was ongoing, I wouldn't be able to repair the car. And after all of that, there was still no guarantee I would get the money back anyway. So like I say, we're just having to bite the bullet and see if my dad can fix the car, but it's got us extra worried because the MOT on the van runs out in about 5 weeks. And I've got no way of getting to work. I'm using the van for work currently, because like I say, my other car was knackered, and if this breaks, I'm snookered for getting to work. I don't know how I'm getting to work, basically. Right, sorry, just move the van quickly. That was a learner driver parallel parking against the van. Not that I have anything wrong with learner drivers, but literally, as I was just saying, this is the only vehicle I've got at the moment. Like I say, if this fails the MOT badly, I've got no way of getting to work. I certainly don't want any learner drivers accidentally bumping it and putting it off the road for us. Yeah, so like I say, on top of that, I had my friend die. He was only sort of 10 years older than myself. 10 years or so, I don't know exactly. But it just kind of opened my eyes to how short life can be. And that you don't need to work all the time and whatnot, you know, so you need to make time for fun. So, like I say, that's why I just thought, you know, I'm going in the van. But anyway, I've been in the van and now I'm going home. So, thanks for watching and bye for now.